Hey, YouTubers. How's it going?
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, okay, move on. I'm Lucky Sixes, this is Hyper G.
Hey, how are you,
We
YouTubers?
How are you, YouTuber? We
Uh,
are here for another book review. Cracking on with these as much as possible. We really want to get these done before the new
we
character
forget.
stuff comes in. Although that might be a bit. I think there's a little update, isn't there, in September?
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Um,
do a whole new series of these
yeah,
once we finish them.
I know, but so we're going to try and get through them week by week. So we're about halfway
Yeah.
through with KOE, Kingdom
Mm,
of Equitaine today, and this actually
yeah.
is an army I'm looking towards. So I'm excited for this book review because, by Jove, I'm going to need to look through the book.
Yes, you are. I've said many times that it just complicates. I cannot look at it and not and get it. It just takes a lot of comprehending. And Rory
Yeah,
absolutely destroyed me when I played him, and he was Equitaine. And the reason was I just didn't have a clue what I was doing.
yeah.
So,
I do think that is
and he's a good
a
player.
general concern for the book from my point of view as well. But we'll get onto
Yeah,
that and we'll take a look what is
we will.
actually in the book first, shall we? Before we give our thoughts on it. So,
Yeah,
Kingdom of Equitaine. As always, there's a bit on the fluff, etc., and the Fae and all that stuff in the book. But we get on to army specific rules and orisons. So this is the
mm,
concept of it's like an extra magic phase
it is a
for
bit.
the Kingdom of Equitaine, and they, as well as generating channel with magic and having that thing, you also get to generate orisons, and that is through, and we'll see them as we go through. Anything that has holy vows. Now, this you
Yeah,
could gain this through items. You could gain this through different honors and things like this, or just have it as your profile, and it's not just characters that can have it, it's all different things. So you
yeah,
need to look out for this in the actual character profile or the item description and keep a
yeah,
note of it, because however many you have of the things with holy vows is how many orisons you start, or blessing tokens that you start with.
yeah. And they're worth
Maximum of
having, the
six.
effects, aren't they? So,
Oh yeah, very much so. So in each magic phase, additional to the magic phase, you get to discard one of your tokens and choose a friendly unit. It doesn't say within range, so it just happens. I think,
yeah,
as far as I can tell, for one turn, basically an auto spell uh, of either shielding, which is 5 Apages, striking, which is +2 offensive, magical attacks, ignore parry, and discipline, which is discipline set to 9. You can do one of each of these, or one of these on a thing. No model can be affected by more than one of these.
okay.
But there is
So
a
you can't
star to
just
that.
trade in three for all three of them.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
And any orisons previously applied to it won't work. Basically,
no,
will be
yeah,
cancelled.
yeah. Even if they were earlier in the battle, but they're
Yeah.
only one turn anyway, so that
So
wouldn't have affected it. So,
yeah. So as long as you've got tokens in the magic phase, the opponent can be putting these on any of their units, but only one per unit, basically.
yes, yeah, you
But
got it.
yeah, all very very good things.
It is
Uh,
good.
the blessing is another rule, and the blessing gives basically is just a side note to say that in the character profiles there's going to be an Aegis,
Hmm.
and so look out for the Aegis. A bit like demons
Yeah,
have that as well. So just so you know, when you're going through characteristics, look for the Aegis signature.
yeah. And that might also affect whether or not you put in the Horizon of shielding on things, depending on
Yes,
what Aegis they've already
if
got.
it's already got
So,
an Aegis, and there are some what's it called? Some conditional Aegises as well, which we will
sure.
see in a second. But it is worth keeping a note of what Aegis things have.
Yeah,
um,
definitely.
and that is we're only two things in, and that is you do need to keep a note of the KOE
Yeah.
stuff and what
Well,
it's all
funnily
got.
enough, you say conditional agencies, and the next rule that we're going to encounter in model rules is one of those
Yes,
conditional
yeah,
agencies.
exactly.
So, yeah. Straight
So
in there.
straight away, clergy. I mean, as well as the characteristics it'll have on the profile, which we'll see in a sec. Clergy, it gets 5 up Aegis against magical attacks, and that is that'll just be a word in the characteristic as well. So
Yeah.
look out for that. Common folk gains Aegis while in a combined combat. So again, another conditional Aegis. Knight Banneret is a cool thing. I really like this. So it just gives them an extra banner for combat res. You can also take two. It means with this extra banneret, which you do have to pay for, you can get another magic banner. Which a unit could have 2 magic banners, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think it came in as a part of we haven't got rank and file. We're never going to get such combat res from ranks. So give them an extra standard, really. And I think it's spiraled since then and kind of become a way of making your units really cool. I don't know if I'm massively in favor of it. I know you said you like it. I think it spirals a bit and it's become very powerful. Whether they needed that is another matter, and I'm not going to say that they don't. But I think it's spiraled from what it was originally intended as. So
yeah, I do think so. I think what you're going to find is KOE Knights they are an elite army, so there's not going to be lots of models in your thing. So
every HP is important.
Yeah, so and part of just making the units as good as they can for their cost, and the cost comes from the armor. The armor throughout the thing is really good. So, right, Lance Formation, another one to counter the combat res argument. So they can only needs to have 3 files to form a proper rank. It's never considered to have more than 1 proper rank for the purposes of rank bonus. So that's where the banneret comes
limitation
in.
Is
sort of thing. But if when a unit has exactly 3 files, each model part with Lance Formation gains 2 instances of fighting extra rank. That just means that all of them can fight.
It means that you're gonna have at least 12 models fighting, basically, in every unit of
you're
Lance
also
Formation.
gonna have what's it? You're gonna have your height 2, so your horse is going to fight as well if you have 1 attack each.
Yes, indeed.
So that's to bear in mind as well.
Yeah, the 4th rank in, the horse is attacking.
yeah, crazy. They're chomping away. Nobility. This is another word that's going to be in there and conditional thing. Aegis 5 up against no armor save. So if there is no armor save, so it's an AP 5 or higher a lot of the time, then you're going to get Aegis 5 up as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if you've only got a 6 up armor save and they're AP 1, then that would also apply in that situation as well.
Correct.
But like you say, chances are they're going to have a decent bit of armor to begin with, so it's going to be the high AP where this really triggers. But yeah, it's just something you just got to get your head around if you're taking nobility.
Yep. Ordo Minster comes along, I think, quite a lot with clergy-wise, but if something, these are characters, I think. If something is an Ordo Minster, it can either raise a HP at the start of a magic phase. So at the start of magic phase, lots of things are happening. Or discard a blessing tokens to recover a HP on a model in the unit. Generally going to be a character, but there will be some other instances as well. So yeah, that's for free. You can just raise a HP on a rank and file, or by discarding a token, you recover a HP on a character.
Yeah, it's on the mounted sergeants in core, which we'll get to as well. So not only the characters, like you said, but
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a really cool rule. Actually, it does mean that if they do take a bit of light arms fire, they just get 1 back at the start of every magic phase. So really, really good.
Yeah. Prepared position. When deploying the unit, you may place a wall with 1 inch in front of it. This is for the archers, I think. But again, there'll be other things with it. Yeah, I like. This is quite a traditional legacy.
It's been around for a while. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I think it's good. It fits the law, and
it only covers height 1 as well. So height 3 with normal walls doesn't affect it. So yeah, there's that. Sainted. Now this is important. It's legendary, so and cannot be taken by the battle standard bearer, but it is a very good rule. 1 model is likely to have this in the army that you go up against, so bear that in mind. Firstly, it gains +1 attack and fearless. The fearless thing is interesting.
It
That means
has
it
its
can't flee.
downfalls as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always look at that now and I think, it's good for terror purposes, but I think it's more of a negative than it is positive.
Yeah, you've got to
Yeah.
change your game plan accordingly and not
Mm.
put them into a situation where you won't want to flee. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Model always considered to be under the effects of all Orisons at the same time, and
Yeah.
it gives you disciplines 9 +2 offensive skill, 5 Aegis, magical attacks, ignore parry. Ignore parry is probably the most important one for this sort of type of thing,
Yeah.
because it means you can have it with a lance. But yeah, it says there's a little bit at the end there that says you can be a target of an Orison, presumably if it's in a unit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get affected basically by it. It doesn't stat
Yeah.
for any reason. But yeah, this is your lord basically, or someone that is going to be that extra bit.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to refresh my memory of which characters can take it, because I know at one point there were like damsels with sainted, and I'm
Yeah, for the
curious to see whether that's
discipline.
still a thing.
Yeah,
But
discipline
we'll
and
see when
Aegis
we
are
get
good.
there.
But yes, weapons. Bastard sword is
Best weapon in the game.
If you hear different things, counts as a hand weapon, +1 strength, and devastating charge, +1 AP. So it's always +1 strength, +1 AP comes on the charge as well. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was referring to best named weapon in the game.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of good weapons in the game.
Yeah, the hereditary Breath of the Lady adds 2 blessing tokens to your pool. Often
So good.
not one that is another one that is quite subtle in that it's not going to be the most important spell you try and stop every phase. But having this in your locker, having like 3 dice maybe left over to give this a go. 9 plus casting is quite high for it.
It is quite high.
2 blessing tokens is good. So it's not.
Yes.
I don't think it's unreasonable or anything like that. But it's
No.
you can't just 2 dice it. So it's
I like it. I think it fits what else would they need? I think this perfectly fits the book. So
I agree. So yeah, there's that. On to magic items and the weapons. We have Divine Judgment, so +2 strength, +2 AP. On top of your lance or light lance, which is great.
Yeah, it's only on the charge though. So yeah.
Yep.
But then lance and light lances are only on the charge, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So just like super powerful on the charge.
Resolve. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. +1 attack, +1 AP. Again, could be on a paired weapon, so you're looking at loads of attacks on this. After a successful hit, the bearer may discard one of the hits and choose an enchanted weapon carried by the model to destroy it, basically. Which is very nice. Very nice.
I like that it's a may discard. You
don't have to.
I'm not sure why you wouldn't. I suppose, there could be some reasons, but yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like that if you really value needing the attack instead of destroying that magical weapon, then maybe the attack is more important. So that's why I like it being optional.
And obviously this can go along with the Orison of striking to give yourself +2 offensive, so it's going to be easier to hit. So the fact that it's just a hit and it's one of your hits, I think it gives it very reliable.
And you decide after the hit roll as well, which is important.
Yeah, if you need to destroy a weapon because it's coming back at you, this is great. Mortal Reminder, good. These are good names, I think. They do have some good names in here. Halberd and Great Weapon, +1 strength, +1 AP, and Terror can be pretty good situationally as well.
Yeah, I think that's a nicely costed item as well.
Yeah. Uther's Metal.
Halberd and Great Weapon's interesting.
Well, that's going to be for your
army,
on-foot guys generally, maybe, or maybe a one of the big mounts,
Yeah.
Although they might already have Terror, so how useful that is.
True. Yeah.
Anyway, Uther's Metal, Light Lance and Lance, plus X attack, where X is equal to the number of ranks in a single enemy unit in combat with the wielder. So obviously you want to put this guy into some ranks to get +4 attacks. That would be great.
It would. Yeah, I think that's a really cheap item for what it could be, but it has to be cheap
Yeah,
in case you're
yeah.
not going against anything with ranks. So
I agree. Yeah, I think that's the only reason it's only 30 points. I think 30 points does
exactly,
seem like a good thing, especially as that there's likely to be one,
there is
two,
nowadays.
maybe three units with 3 or 4 ranks. So, and
Mm.
obviously this is just ranks. It's not like additional ranks or anything. So,
No,
I quite like that as a
I suppose
thing.
it wouldn't be any good against King of Equitaine. Well, I suppose there are infantry in Equitaine, as we'll see.
Well,
So
they have
yeah,
ranks. They just
mm.
don't have it for combat res purposes.
Sure, yeah,
So
true.
actually, it would if they've got 4 deep, so 12 models, then it would be really good, I think.
Yeah, yeah, because that's
But
only
yeah,
for the purpose of rank bonus, isn't it? You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Banner enchantments across the page because it's on the screen.
Cool.
Relic
Okay.
Shroud gives Breath of the Lady as a bound spell. I
Nice.
do like
Quite an
that.
expensive one.
55 points, but it does mean that you're two dicing it.
Are you two dicing that?
Well,
It's
bound
5
spell,
plus.
yeah, D6 plus D3.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. I mean, if you with any bound spell, if you get a 1 on the d6, then you're
Yeah,
quivering.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I think so. I think that gives you the option to do it with 2 dice instead of 3. I think.
sure. I mean, I
Uh,
just mean that some bound spells we see are 3 plus, and they're
yeah,
definitely
yeah, yeah,
you know castable. But yeah,
yeah. Oriflame, afflict -1 discipline, and horror. And horror
that's
is
cool.
the opponent has 1 less dice at fleeing. So,
Yeah,
um, very nice. I quite like it.
can't be
It
taken
means
by core, but that's cool. That's fine.
yeah, yeah.
That
More like that
that
means
item's changed quite a bit, hasn't it, over the
yeah. There's a few different
years?
things. It
So
used to be you couldn't use your BSB. There was other things as
all
well. Like
sorts.
yeah. But yeah, Banner of Roland, ages 5 up against range attacks. Enemy units with stand and shoot cannot use this rule towards the bearer's unit.
Haha.
A bit of a stuff you really, I think.
Yeah,
The
Sun and
rule,
Shoot isn't about that much these
yeah,
days, but this one's a
um,
bit of a nope, isn't it? So
yeah, it is. So if you do have the stand and shoot things, you can stop it basically with this. I don't know how often you're going to take that because it is very situational. I think.
yeah, I mean the Aegis 5 up against ranged is good anyway for 40 points.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
extra bit is probably just a little bit of a bonus. So
yeah. Castellan's Crest, use once only. Immediately after failing a charge roll, the bearer or unit's bearer must re-roll its failed charge. So I like it. Well, you look at the army this is put with. I think it's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, I think this is a must-take item in your cavalry lists. To be fair, it doesn't have to be on cavalry, does it? Oh no, it
No.
does have to be on cavalry. It's mount only.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. But I think this is a must-take in any Equitaine army, if I'm honest. That's 40 points in the bag. Done. Now you got 3,960
Yeah.
points to spend.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Lady's Favor. Again, another use once only. Activated the bearer's unit is chosen as a target of an Orison. Bearer's unit gets effects of all Orisons.
There's one use only. So
Yeah, I think it's a bit much for 1 use only. 40 points is a lot of points for on a character.
possibly, yeah.
But I do like it.
You still have to use a token on it as well, don't you? So it's like 3 for the price of 1, and it bypasses the usually you can't get all 3.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
like you say,
Orisons,
I think you need it to happen at the exact right moment for it to be worthwhile.
yeah, Orisons are a magic that you can't stop as well. So it's not it is good. So
yeah,
yeah,
it is.
Moving down the page, we have armor enchantments, prayer etch +1 armor and +1 Aegis. Fantastic.
Really good. I think the fact
good.
that it's got +1 is what generally is just going to be really nice for whatever you've got. So,
and then Percival's panoply.
Panoply.
+2.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Say it how
I
you
think,
like.
yeah, that's only costed like that because armor is so good. Yeah, I think to get +2, allowing you like a great weapon or something. I think that's why it's costed so high. I think.
Yeah, I think if you get to 1-up armor, then you're sitting pretty, aren't you? So it has to be.
Yeah.
It's like you can pay very little for armor 5-up, armor 4-up, but when you're talking about paying for armor 1-up, the price skyrockets. So yeah,
Fortress of Faith. Wear against holy vows, and as a reminder, that's the orisons. And
it
all
is
armor saves of 1 must be rerolled. I like it. I
nice.
like it a lot.
I do. That's good on a shield as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
very good.
Artifacts, Sacred Chalice, magic resistance 1, and whenever its unit is the target of an enemy spell, against +1 channel. I quite like this. Magic resistance isn't really that good nowadays as a thing.
No,
It doesn't really affect it too much.
yeah,
But putting it on an important unit, maybe obviously later on, like some of the Knights of the Court or something that you really need to um, do well. It's only
yeah.
15 points.
The only thing I'll say about this, and it kind of goes along the same side of the will I remember my magic resistance thing,
Yeah.
but it's further than that because when the opponent casts a spell on your unit and you've got magic resistance on it, you might say before they roll, "Oh, I've got magic resistance 1 there," just as a general reminder, just so that they know about it as well before they roll their dice or they commit to it or whatever. But in this situation, you're not only saying I've got magic resistance on my unit, are you sure you want to cast the spell on them? But you're also saying, oh, and if you do, I'm going to get channel 1. Now, if you're doing that as a good sportsman, good opponent, and reminding an opponent of what they're going into, I think they might just not cast the spell on you and just think, oh yeah, that's a bit too much to give away from casting the spell. I'm just not going to give you that channel now.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then that's 15 points well spent because someone else gets the spell instead, potentially. I don't know. Am I going off on one here or?
Yeah, it's a weird
Yeah.
one because it's it it's a hypocritical item, isn't it, as well? So
Yeah, you
like
don't want to
as well
say
as
after the spell, oh, thanks, I've got a channel now. Ha ha
yeah.
ha.
Yeah, so there's for that reason it's a weird one. And like any magic resistance has always been, or like hard target and things like that,
Yeah, those
um
things.
they could just go against someone else. But
Yeah.
like the idea that if they're going against them, even with all this stuff, that you just get a channel for it, it probably means that it might take away. There's spells that take away devastating charge or like -1 to hit
Mm.
and things, which getting channel 1 on just as a payback for getting targeted by a spell that's going to nullify your unit is pretty rubbish
Yeah.
as well.
Although you
So
can
it's
still dispel it and get the channel anyway. You only have to
uh
be the target.
yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Yeah.
So
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's cheap and it's very complex.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
it's
just a,
it's the cheapest magic item and it's got the most conversation out of me and you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's one of them. I like the idea of it, but as you say, in mechanically and in the game and I guess like socially, it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Black Knight's tonic as a potion, yeah, that's definitely a potion. First time the
Hmm.
model suffers an unsaved wound from an attack with multiple wounds, it gains immune multiple wounds.
Haha. Nope.
Yeah. Uh, it's all right. It's all right.
It
So
is.
cannons
Yeah.
or like some other Empire artillery and things like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yep.
Right. These I'll put them on the screen, but we won't go through them. These are the shared magic items in
No.
the book that they have access to.
Yeah, they've got a good old banner of speed, so they're all right.
Yeah. Interesting one is Sigil with protection being 30 points when the other one's worth 60 is an interesting one to
Oh,
me.
okay.
But yeah.
Hmm.
But there is that. That's what they are. Onto the characters. And Damsel is first. She is your clergy. So clergy is 5-up to magical attacks.
Magic.
She did always have that. She got holy vows in the model rules as well, something to be aware of. Can be an adept for free, a master for 150. Divination, druidism, shamanism, all decent laws
Yeah.
for KOE as well. They're
Quite
very
traditional
nice.
for KOE.
Yeah. Lots of
Oh, she
options in
can
the
be sainted.
mounts. And can be sainted, yeah. Predominantly, you're going to be using that for the Aegis, and because she has an Aegis 6 up, or clergy 5 up to magical, just to make it a 5 up all the time.
Build a combat damsel.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. She gets 2 attacks.
There you go.
Although she doesn't have any weapon options, so her horse is probably going to be better.
Don't put her on a horse.
Yeah. Just a
you must choose one.
cowgirl.
Light troops. There you go. Yeah.
There you go, folks. Have you ever used a damsel as a cowgirl combat character with Sainted? Let us know in the comments. Especially one that's unmounted. Right. If you have,
that's your challenge.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations, guys. You win 9th age. Otherwise,
absolutely.
pretty standard. This is going to be a magic caster.
Yeah.
Duke is pretty cheap to start off with, but as you can see, he gets up to 700 or 800 pretty easily. With all the extra stuff. Loads of weapon items, can be a BSB or the general, which is interesting that it can be a BSB because it has got good stats. There, disciplined is the common rule. Nobility is 5 up if you take away its armor.
Yeah,
those are the other things to work out in the model rules. Can have a knightly principle, and we'll get into that. Sainted and gallantry, which just means there's a restriction on
gallantry is to do with army organization, isn't it?
Yeah. And Hippogriff, Pegasus, all the mounts as well, which we'll get onto in a sec. In terms of the knightly principles are where it's at though with the Duke, these are the ones you can have. So we've got Valor, Fearless, multiple wounds 2 towards res 5 or more. So this is your guy that's going to try and kills the monsters, I guess.
Yeah. Or characters.
Yeah.
Res 5 characters, I guess.
Res 5, there's warriors and stuff.
There's a fair few out there.
Justice. At the end of agility step 0, the model performs X additional standard melee attacks, where X is equal to the number of HP losses suffered in the round of combat by rank and file models in any bearer's unit.
Yeah, we've seen a few instances of that as we've gone through the. This is interesting.
But it can never be greater than a 3, so don't lose 4 or more. I quite like that. It's a bit of a retribution.
Yeah,
I think. Trying to get my head around.
I suppose it's a bit of a counter one, isn't it? Because you don't want to lose your models, but if you do, you get more attacks.
Yeah. Honor. So this is devastating charge plus 2 attacks, and its unit charge may range gains and maximized, which is going to be an additional maximized, I guess.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It is. And if you combine it with the banner that lets you reroll your charge, that's very, very painful to your opponent dealing with that.
Rightfully one of the most expensive ones there. Generosity, model gains attached and exclusive rank file. In additional rank file models with nobility that the bearer is deployed in gains a bastard sword and weapon master. Okay. So you give him extra. Give him a bastard sword, basically. Forbearance, using shield, against distracting. Very nice.
Really
Faith gains fearless and holy vows for your orisonness. If a model is a target of an orison, add 1 blessing token to your pool. That's pretty cool, actually.
It's a free orison, basically.
So that I like that.
And you also got holy vows to generate 1 at the start. So you're pretty much just constantly using the same one over and over again.
A free one. That's as long as you've got one in the first place, I guess, is the
which you do because you've got holy vows.
Yeah. So
just don't spend it on someone else.
Don't spend it all.
Your first one, you spend on someone else, and then he can't generate one.
I like that. 30 points is pretty good for that, I think.
It is.
Excellence. The bearer gains zeal, and any melee attacks towards a character gains +2 AP. That's
cool.
your character killer, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, reroll to wound with zeal. So
I'm just looking.
nice.
They're all legendary, so they're all one only.
Hmm.
So you can't have two faith, for example, or
I think
anything like
that's
that.
sensible, if I'm honest,
Yeah.
because the minute you take away and allow multiples is where you get your spamming lists where things are just too hard to deal with. So I think having
Mhm.
legendary on there is quite sensible.
Yeah, and the only other restriction on any of them is forbearance, which cannot be used on hippogriff. So,
Hippogriffs have been under a lot of scrutiny over the years, haven't they?
yeah,
So they're 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 slowly becoming more and more rigid, but not necessarily bad. So yeah,
yeah. But
that's
yeah,
yeah.
very variable, loads of things that can link in with these, but on their own in a standard, I think they're all really good. They have
Yes, I
lots
agree.
of options there, but again,
Mm,
even more options than to bear in mind.
yeah,
Paladin. So
here's an
nat
interesting one.
yeah, naturally speaking, he's going to have higher offensive and defensive, and some decent attacks with divine attacks. A nice looking Aegis 4 up against magical attacks. Clergy. I thought clergy gives you 5 up Aegis against magical, so that's just better. Clergy.
Yeah, maybe there's something that links with clergy later on. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
there might be. It has lots of options for things. Doesn't have it can be sainted, but doesn't have all the things that the Duke has options to. But it's just a pretty nice fighty character with divine. Taking away your Aegis stuff is pretty
Yeah,
nice to have that as a character. I quite like this guy as a bit of a cowboy, going
yes.
after things. But yeah,
You don't
equally
have the
good to
knightly
go with a unit.
principles is the only downfall really, because your profile wise you're pretty much the same, if not a bit better, and for
Yeah.
the same cost as the Duke. But you just can't customize them to be a little bit of an extra zip on them with the principles. But you might not need it if you just build someone who's got a good weapon and sainted and and all that lot and on the right
Mm,
mount, like you say. So
yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I like this guy.
mm,
Yeah, a bit of a dedicated combat dude.
yeah, I think so.
Folk hero. This is the fun option. But also like a super. I'm saying that super uh interchangeable, like
Customizable.
customizable. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you just look, I can't even fit on the thing. There's the stats. They're all pretty basic stats. You know, 2 attacks, strength 4.
You say
Res
pretty basic stats,
res
but for
4.
50 points, they're very good stats.
Yeah, yeah, it's very cheap. But you do need to take the traits of a hero. The folk hero must choose 2 different heroic traits.
One or two.
Uh,
Yeah, you can have one.
so and
And one
we'll
of them
go
is
on to
free.
them. So
So
as well as all the customizable stuff, you've got Quinn, which gives you adept on witchcraft. So if you do desperately want witchcraft, you can have that. That's 200 points and
hmm
counts as 2 heroic traits. So that's all they can have if you choose that.
yeah,
Cleric, which gives you clergy, ordo minister, and holy vows. Holy vows being the orison again.
generate your
So
origin
cleric's
token.
quite a nice one.
Yeah,
Minstrel gives you musician and wizard apprentice on divination. What's the number
that's
one
good.
spell on divination at the minute?
Oh, I can't remember. I'll have a look while
Yeah.
you have a look at the others.
So yeah, I quite like that. Musician again is a bit of a subtle one we went into in one of our last battle reports. So that's one to bear in mind.
It's
Castellan,
foresight is the
foresight.
divination.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah, +2
offensive one.
defensive and offense. Yeah,
So Castellan also counts as 2 heroic traits. Cannot be taken by the general. The bearer gains captain and commanding presence.
that's cool.
And then
Yeah,
Bannerman to become the battle standard bearer.
yeah. I suppose interestingly that they're there as part of the heroic traits, rather most models of this type just get them as one of their options. But they've combined them into the heroic traits section, which is fine. It makes sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
What does captain add again as a Castellan?
A captain means that you can be away from your general and use this character's leadership discipline instead of having to be in your general's bubble. So if you've got a unit on the other side of the battlefield, they can use his discipline 8.
Oh, okay,
Um,
cool.
so yeah,
And that's the same for why add commanded presence 6 inch for common folk then?
I suppose the units he's near, he gets a bubble of his own, even if he's not the general.
Okay. All right. As well as being a captain.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. No, I
I'll
like
just
that.
let me read out captain because I think I've not really explained that very well. A unit containing captain gains the following additional rules. If the unit has a standard bearer, it is considered to be within range of its battle standard bearers rally around the flag. If the unit has a musician, it is considered to be within range of its general's commanding presence rule. So yeah, everything I said previously, not quite right.
So the unit that captain means the unit that it's in gets all the BSB and
And general
general
benefits,
thing.
providing you have a standard bearer and a musician. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Even if you're not in range.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, I
I
like
mean,
that.
obviously, that you would want to make sure that your general is better than Discipline 8, because obviously the folk hero is giving it to them anyway.
Mm.
Or, yeah, and also you'd want to deploy them somewhere not near the BSB, because
Yeah.
otherwise you'd be getting it anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure. And discipline 8 as opposed to what likely discipline 9 on your
hmm
thing. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
That's cool. But getting the BSB is quite nice as well. But yeah.
yeah.
So they're your options. Nice. Character mounts Destria. That's your standard horse. Although I feel like we need Matty P on this a little bit.
A little bit. We
But
always
yeah,
need Matty P.
well, I'll try and do a brief version of it. Destria, your standard horse. Heraldic Steed as your flying dude. Not quite your Pegasus in terms of strength and stuff, but it is get in there on the
I
way.
love that. That's on its CV. Not
Yeah,
quite a Pegasus.
yeah, but get in there.
Yeah.
Revered Unicorn
Mm.
is
Also
the
not quite a
forest
Pegasus.
guy. Not quite a Pegasus, but is a yeah. I mean, it doesn't have wings, can fly, mate. But it's super quick. Magic
Yeah.
resistance and has Strider Forest as standard, which is very nice. Decent stats as a mount
Yeah.
as well as far as mounts go. It's actually just Strider, right? It just says
Yeah.
Strider. So the additional Strider Forest seems like a waste.
It does a bit.
Oh, the model's unit gains. So he's a
Oh,
Strider,
there you go.
but the model's unit
That's the
gains.
big
So yeah,
difference.
yeah, I
Yep.
get it. I get it.
Read your rules, folks,
Yep.
because we don't.
Pegasus Charger. This is the actual Pegasus. So this is slightly better in that it has probably one more. I don't know how much better is this than the Heraldic Steed.
Heraldic Steed. One extra attack. Strength the same. Armor the same. Has hard target. Agility is worse, but it can fly. Yeah, it's all right.
They're pretty much the same then. Is what I'm
They
saying.
can
This
both
is
fly.
slightly bigger
Yeah.
in the base size is 50 by 50. So these are
And
your
this
big.
one doesn't have Vanguard, but does have Lance formation.
Yeah.
So
these are your big
that.
ones. But yeah, there you go. Hippogriff. This is your big dude. The 50 by 75. Stomp. Stubborn is an interesting thing there.
It is. Yeah.
That halves the combat res that you lose by. If I'm right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Res 5, decent enough. 3 up armor. And the Phase Steed is Ghost Step is your main thing, so a bit of Strider action. Decent Aegis, adding the Aegis as well as armor. And 3 attacks. It was nice. Nice.
Yeah, I think they've always been in a good place with their mounts, but they probably should be. So
Yeah. But a nice variety, and whatever you want, you can get pretty much. Onto core, and we have Knights of the Realm, your standard
bread
gallantry
and butter.
noble. Yeah. So stats are there. Nobility means if you don't get an armor save, you get an Aegis save, which is always nice on something that's core. Solemn Oath, the restriction on the maximum number of proper ranks for rank purposes for Lance is increased to 4 instead of 1. So you get Solemn Oath, and they can also get combat res as well. That does, with an extra 10 points per model, does really ramp up the cost of this unit.
Yeah, it does. But rank bonus is pretty good. So to have that as well as your fighting extra ranks is nice.
Yeah, that's if you want everything, you can get it, baby. Knight Banneret as an option as well, and yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I suppose still thinking about the solemn oath thing. I'm trying to work out what's the best unit size to have that to be worth it. Because I mean, you've obviously got to have 12 models, which is the
Yeah,
maximum, to
it's,
get 4 ranks.
it's
And
very
like you say,
likely
at
that
10 points a model,
yeah.
that soon gets expensive, doesn't it?
You basically go for a massive unit of 12, I think, for that.
Mm,
You could do 9 and have 3 characters, is an arguable thing. One of which is going to likely
yeah.
be, because of the cost, a cleric.
hmm
To Order Minster guy.
Even then, you're
Um,
paying 90 points for the solemn oath side of
yeah,
things.
so
So for only
I,
3 extra rank bonus.
yeah, I can't
Yeah,
imagine you wouldn't go 12, to be honest, if you're going to go
yeah.
that. But it is a very expensive unit then, because
Mm.
what's 35 times 6 quickly?
140.
175,
No, 100, 210.
210.
I did
Uh,
half the maths as I
yeah.
was speaking.
210 plus 250 is 460 plus 120 is 580. I
We're
mean,
getting there.
isn't 600 the most for a unit? No.
I think so.
So even if you just have a standard, you
No
can't have a Knight
musician.
Banneret at that point. So
hmm
maybe 12 is too much for Solemn Oath. You might be
Yeah.
going 11, making sure you got the characters in there, get a Knight Banner, because you're going to want a banner enchantment. You're likely going to want a banner. So it's yeah, making it fine. There,
You're causing yourself stress.
I know lots of things, but yeah, your bread and butter, decent stats, good armor save. There we go. Let's move on. Hedge Knights, Gallantry 2, for what it's worth. You
Okay.
have nobility as well. Light troops, but where they come into their own is they have paired weapons or lances, and they have fury, fearless, and frenzy on the charge.
That's
That
cool.
doesn't mean that they're gonna go off,
No,
and once they're in,
Frenzy doesn't
do
do
their
that
own thing.
anymore.
Uh, what does then? I thought that's what frenzy does, because that's what Minotaurs have.
Yeah, no, sorry, I meant it won't make them charge unless they want to
Right, sure,
charge,
yeah, yeah.
like
Well,
Frenzy
yeah,
used to
so
in the old days. But it
yeah.
does mean they have to
Once
overrun
they're
or
in, they
whatever.
have to
Yeah,
overrun and pursue, so you lose a bit of thing with them. But they, at strength 4, you could get a lot of paired weapons with rerolling with Fury 6's getting some extra attack. So yeah, I like them. Um,
yeah. These
strength
are the
6,
old
so,
knights errant, aren't they?
yeah.
The progression of them.
So
It's
is
the young boys who just go in for the charge.
yeah, and they're res 3 as opposed. Oh no, the other guys are res 3 as well. I don't. I'm
Yeah.
talking crap.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, some options and things. Probably not as devastating on the charge, but I mean they do
No.
have devastating charge, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, the other unit didn't have devastating charge, and yet these ones are less devastating.
Yeah,
I like it. I
interesting.
think that's just classic for the whole book. You get yourself in knots the minute you start building an army.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out the
But
difference
yeah,
really. So the light troops is
yeah,
the main one. So they're a bit more maneuverable. Don't bring the combat res, but do have options when fighting. So
yeah.
that's the they have a cob as well as instead of a destria,
Mm.
for what it's worth. So yeah,
It's
and all
good
the
that they've
banner
got paired
options.
weapons so that if they do get charged, then they're not completely
Hmm. Yeah.
up the Swanee.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
good for that as well. Mounted sergeants. We're going to move on. The Ordo Minster and clergy is your main thing here. First strike hatred is nice
yeah.
as well as having holy vows. So they can regain their models and can have add the orison. Can
hmm
either have a light lance or great weapon, however you
Yeah.
want it. But yeah, 3-up armor as opposed to better armor as well. Oh no,
Yeah.
they got 2-up because of shield.
hmm 3 up. Oh yeah, 2 up. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. It's better armor.
So yeah, not quite as these aren't quite as devastating on the charge, but do have first strike hatred, which is nice. So a bit off the charge, but are going to be harder to shift being with the Ordo Minister and the clergy thing.
Yeah. They are, because like I say, if you do light arms fire, they'll just regrow it back. So you've almost
Yeah.
got to really hit them hard if you want to get rid of them.
Yeah, they don't have lance formation either, so that's something to bear in
No,
mind when you're taking these chaps.
and you have to take 8 minimum as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Lowborn levies. These are guys on foot. The common folk that you bring along. They still have an Aegis 6 up, which is nice, or a 5 up because of common folk if they're in tandem with someone. So I quite like that.
Yeah,
But
it's nice.
don't write home about their offensive stuff. You're maybe going to do spear and shield, but I think shield is where you're going to be at with these guys. They're your tar pit to allow the
They are.
other guys to do the damage, I think.
Yeah, although 50 of them, you've got to be careful. You get 50 in the flank, and you are in a trouble. So
yeah, but this is where, if you do really want combat res, this is where they're going to be adding it.
yes, yeah.
Lowborn archers,
they're cheap. So
yeah, they are. Yeah, very much so. Lowborn archers. So you got your braziers for flaming attacks as an option. You can get that prepared position as a wall, which will only really help them. But otherwise, your standard longbow or crossbow, however you feel. So a bit of shooting, a bit of light arms shooting, if you want it.
I think crossbows are really good generally, and so I think being able to get a crossbow unit in core is always a good option to be able to take. And then longbows aren't bad either.
The
so
crossbows strength 4, or are they just extra AP?
Yep, strength 4.
Okay, nice. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
cool.
And long range, of course.
Onto special, and you have your men at arms. So these are the guys that are slightly better at attacking, but on foot as you get them. Stalwart defense means anybody coming into them loses devastating charge, and that's a pretty cool rule, for something that's going to have parry and the Aegis. So I quite like that.
It's like an anti-kingdom of Equitaine, really.
Yeah, it is. Great for a mirror match, right? So they can choose Ordo Warden's Castle Guard or Knights Forlorn. And that just means they get either Common Folk and Spear, Nobility, Bastard Sword, and Clergy and Great Weapons. So it's just depending on how you want to do them. I probably see Knights Forlorn being the best one there, because of
it's the most traditional, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, just ups their Aegis if they lose their 4-up armor. So if you do get past their parry and past their armor, they're only res 3, so having a 5-up Aegis as well, it just means this is your super tarpit. They're really good at tarpitting.
I love this unit. I think it's a really good unit. If I was ever playing KOE, I would take a unit of 30 of these as my second choice behind the reroll charges on my team sheet. I love this unit. I think it's just so solid, and there's other things that you can do to buff it up with the characters you put in them and all sorts. So yeah, I'm a big fan of this unit, which is strange in an army that is mostly cavalry based and whatnot, but I think this is a really solid addition to the book. So
yeah, definitely. On to Sacred Reliquary, and there is lots to this one. Moreover, there's clergy. When the unit's target, and the Sacred Relic is the main thing. The unit it's with gains fighting extra rank. When the unit is the target of an orison, add a blessing. So it's basically the cleric rule, was it faith as well?
Yes. Yeah.
It does say you ignore it with faith, so you don't gain a blessing. But that would be cool. Exactly. I think if you're gonna pump into that, why not?
Yeah. And this is the one that I think I would always take alongside my men at arms unit. I know that it takes up 2 spaces in your front rank, but the models that you get from the fighting extra rank make up for that. So I like it.
Another Holy Vows as well for an Orison side of things. On to the Knights in the Knights army book.
Back to cavalry comparison.
Back to Cav, yeah. So Knights of the Court. These are your devastating charge chaps. These are the guys that have 2 attacks, offensive 5, agility actually 6, because you have lance, charge, and then this devastating charge as well. So that's a subtle little nice thing there. Nobility, so if they do lose armor, then they've got the 5 up Aegis. But yeah, can actually pump quite a lot of strength 6 attacks at you, all in one on the charge. So these are absolutely reliant on the charge.
And it's interesting that now that item that they used to be in the book that said that if you didn't get charged, you're still counting as charged. That's gone now. There
Yes.
used to be an item that was built for this unit. It
Yeah.
has gone now, but it's just a lot easier to cost without that item existing. And I
For
think
sure.
it just gets you back to basics. This is your unit that you have to charge with. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So
Knights of the Court, charge dependent, I think.
yeah,
Knights Penitent, and these are always the ones that I liked, but they are expensive.
you
They
do.
do have clergy, but no Ordo Minster in there,
No,
which is what they
no.
used to have as an option with the characters.
Yeah, you
They're
used to
fearless.
constantly bring them back alive, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. Fearless and unstable. First strike stubborn. So stubborn on the, obviously having the thing. Do have lance formation and swift stride. So they're a sort of newish thing, but the big thing about these guys is 2 HP.
Mm.
What's hand and a half nowadays?
It means they can use their shield with their great weapon.
Right.
So,
Cool. So
so they,
2
they
up
don't get
armor.
parry
Yeah.
because they're not hand weapons, but
Yeah,
and they're
these
mounted.
guys
But yeah,
are no joke in terms
no,
of damage dealing. So high quality attacks rather than quantity of attacks, because they've got strength 6, AP3 attacks, which they can use with a shield, as we've seen. So
yeah,
2 up armor, have the 6 up Aegis or 5 up to magical, and I mean draft horse as well. The old big dudes, big
oh
horses,
yeah,
they're like the
fire
Shire
force.
type
Yeah.
things, being strength 5 is no joke either. So
No,
don't underestimate these guys, even if you see 3 or only 6 of them. They're going to be pretty good, and pretty tanky.
yeah. I mean, I think the 2 HP is something that would catch people out.
Mm.
So
But yeah.
yeah,
Knights of the Quest, and they're the guys that the big thing. We're going to skip right down to the quest, which is their thing. You can choose a unit entry from the army book, which cannot be a character mount, but can be a character entry. I don't know how that exactly works if they're on a dragon, but you can choose like a guy on a dragon. So does that mean you don't get it against the dragon?
oh, okay,
I don't know. But all instances of the chosen unit entry are marked with a quest marker. The model parts with the quest gain lethal strike towards the quest marker and zeal towards the, which is so obviously lethal strike being 6s, no armor, and zeal being reroll your wounds. So
yeah,
really good against spamming lists. So let's say you
yep.
have warriors with the
We're
warrior
talking to
knights,
Tanker.
for example. Yeah, quest knights of quest suddenly become that much better because they get it against
You've
different
got
things.
it against
I
all of
guess
them.
you would get the actual still strike and zeal against the mount. It's just you can't use. Let's say Destrier is the mount. You can't choose the Destrier mount, which your sainted guy and your damsel and a folk hero might all be on.
Yeah,
But you
exactly.
can choose the character like folk hero if you've got 2 or 3 of them,
Yep,
where it'd be that. So
exactly
that's
that.
why that's been put in there.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah,
Yeah, so it doesn't
I
matter if they're all on different mounts. You can still
yeah.
choose what they're. Yeah, exactly that.
So that rule alone, I think, is very good. Also think when you look at it in conjunction with Bastard Sword and 2 attacks each, so they're always going to be Strength 5. They're going to be AP1 or AP2 on the charge. But then in conjunction with potential lethal strike and rerolls to wound, these guys hit hard and with offensive 5, defensive 5, and that's not even counting the orisons.
Yeah. Only 9 in the unit though is what you got to bear in mind.
Yeah,
So defend that HP really
yeah.
well.
Absolutely, yeah. 1 HP as opposed to the Penitent with 2. But I think these guys are your absolute top dogs in
Yeah,
the unit in the army book. I think
agreed.
fearless as well to think of, so don't get in a position where you don't want to be charged
No.
as well.
Yep. Agreed. I mean, there's a few things that are fearless as we've seen. So
Yeah,
I think it's a mindset for playing KOE. Really, is don't get yourself into bad positions. But
yeah,
that could be said of a lot of armies, to be fair.
it does. It makes sense. Yeoman Outriders, and these are your chaff. I mean, there is
They are.
you do get the option for bow throwing weapons, and if you want to keep them a little bit more on the board for shield, but otherwise,
Hmm.
they are going to be your chaff. In this unit of Cav, don't look to these guys to do anything else.
No, no. But take 15 of them. Why not?
I mean, have you taken 15 of
Surprise
them?
people.
Anybody? Let me know. Let us
Yeah.
know. Enlisted outlaws. These are your, hooded men type things.
Hmm.
So they have stand and shoot, which is a nice thing. Quick to fire, paired weapons. They're your jack of all trades, master of none, really.
Yeah, they scout, so that's what
Yeah,
they're
bit of a
really
scouting
there
can be
for.
used as chaff.
Mm.
A bit of light arms fire if you want it. But yeah, nothing really to write home about. They're not going to really impact, I don't think,
They have
unless
got
you have
paired
lots of
weapons
them.
though, so if you can get them in the right place and charge a war machine,
Mm,
then you're laughing.
yeah,
So
yeah. Maybe
yeah,
I'm underestimating them, but I don't think they're particularly that great.
it's probably a wooden spoon, to be fair.
Mm.
But yeah,
Siege weapon, and this is your Scorpion or your Bolt
here we
Thrower
go.
or your Trebuchet. I do like the Trebuchet. It's strength 7,
Do
AP
you?
3.
Do you
I think.
actually?
Well, I think. Yeah, I mean, I always do. I always liked it. Your Scorpion's pretty good for the money. So
Oh,
110 points is not bad for
that's very
a,
good. Multiple
a,
wounds D3. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, for me, it's the trebuchet at 2x2. So I mean, it's not your classic like boulder thing, trebuchet thing that's going to be good against all
No.
these ranked up infantry. But when you consider it's multiple wounds 2, strength 7, AP 3, area attack 2x2, then you start looking at monstrous infantry and other cav, or
Yeah.
anything that starts having more 2, 3, 4 HP.
Chosen
Um,
Knights are going to be hating
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So
There's quite a few things that actually, if you change your
mm,
mindset on what they're used for, I think this is fantastic. Really, really good.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I
I guess without an engineer, you're always going to be relying on it hitting on a 4. There is no
for sure.
engineer option anywhere to be seen. So
Yeah,
half, for 3 of your turns, you're going to miss.
yeah,
So there is that as always a thing. But Scorpion's the
yeah.
same. It's just a lot less expensive for the same effect. So
Agreed.
yeah.
But yeah, they're your siege weapons. And then on to the Pegasus Knights. By the way,
Mm,
guys, there might be a moment to have a bit of a break because we're not even nearly close to the end, with all the phase stuff that's coming out. So lots of entries in this book for sure.
yeah.
Um, Pegasus Knights. So you big dudes, 50x50. These have strength res 4. It's all actually about the Pegasus rather than the knights themselves, I think. Um,
Yeah.
who can grind out a bit. 2 up armor and only 2 HP is my big takeaway from this. You used to have 3 and a slightly worse armor a long time ago now, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't like that they're so big, they're so expensive, and they are 2 HP each.
Yeah. I mean, I think what happened is they split the Pegasus Knights into 2, into the Sky Heralds and the Pegasus Knights,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to make them different enough. But at the same time, no one is ever going to be happy with both.
Yeah,
So it's
I
tough.
agree.
It's tough.
I don't think these are bad. I just think I just can't look past the 2 HP on these guys, um, for what they are. I just think
Yeah.
that's not enough.
Squishy.
Yeah,
Mm.
too squishy, to die too quick. Moving over to the Sky Heralds, and they are only 2 HP as well, but these are your light troops, Vanguard, skirmish dudes, hard target. In fact, do the Pegasus have hard target?
No.
No, they don't. Yeah. So these are your harder to hit, more maneuverable chaps. They also have devastating charge, and extra support 3, which means if you have them ranked up in a 6, like 3x2, then the people at the back are going to get as many attacks as they can, which is interesting.
Yeah. It is a bit interesting. Yeah.
I actually like these
Mm.
guys better than the Pegasus Knights.
Yeah.
I think
I
they're
think they've got just a bit more to them, haven't they?
yeah
I guess the
slightly
issue
quicker.
is, yeah, is your armor a lot less as well? I think it's
Yes,
2 less, so
yeah, two less so, but you're
so
paying
your
a lot
hard
less as
target's doing a
well.
lot of work.
I feel
But you have
like
got the Vanguard, so
yeah, these guys aren't. I feel like Pegasus are a bit pretenders at the minute, and these guys aren't pretending to be that good. You know, they're just a bit of a thing. So you know what you're going to get with these guys. Whereas I myself would trick myself with the Pegasus into thinking
sure.
they're really good. But yeah,
And you're paying a gallantry tax on the main Pegasus Knights as well, so
yeah.
as well as the price, you're also limited with that.
hmm but yeah, these are your slightly more mobile, but flimsier chaps. Not quite Pegasus. On to the Fae, and this is the last section of the book. So Naiads. These are your. I mean, we've had lots of things. There's frogs as models.
Yeah.
Your Fae creatures, I guess. They have a grind, so they don't have attacks. They just have grind at quite high agility actually,
Mm.
and can be a. AP3 is the big thing to take from this.
Yes,
They
it's
have the
huge.
fiber pages, not very res, 2 HP each, all well and good. But the AP3 is what actually catches a lot of people out. Has a chance to be a Wizard Conclave as well, with some witchcraft options if that's the way you want your witchcraft as well. I like
Yeah,
these
I
quite a
think
lot.
I like them with Scout as well. They can just be somewhere safe,
Yeah,
out of the way, and just casting their Wizard Conclave. And if something does turn around to them, they better not have our armor because they won't anymore.
yeah,
So I think you can play quite tactically with these, and they're pretty cheap as well. Like, I
yeah.
mean, I
Agreed.
know that the Conclave makes them more expensive, but even if you just pay 250 for 5 of them and have them hanging around somewhere, yeah, I quite like what they can bring to the list.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think they make your list into something different and means you can have a different play style as well, which is nice. So
Yeah,
yeah, uh,
a
a
distraction.
fun unit. Yeah, yeah, and annoying for sure.
Mm.
Friar's Lantern. Speaking of
Speaking
distractions
of
and
annoying,
annoying, yeah. So this is distracting,
the
hard
weirdest
target
unit
one,
in the game.
5 HP, 6 attacks at strength 2 AP one. Not sure what that's about. Afflict. Pursuit distance is always 0.
So you can never catch this thing.
Fearless, Feign Flight, Ghost Step, Insignificant, Light Troops, Mindless. I don't know what Mindless is as a
Neither
rule.
do I. I'm
That's
gonna
the
look for that.
first
You
time
carry
I've
on.
come across Mindless. It does have Scout and Skirmisher. There's 2 in this as well. It's just like the pursuit distance is always 0 is a thing. So you get in contact with someone like that in a combo charge, and that could be quite nice in that they won't come after you.
Yeah.
But
So
it's just a
mindless is,
weird.
yeah, a unit entirely with this rule automatically passes its command test for combat reform, and automatically fails its combat test for redirecting charges.
Right. So it can't redirect
Okay.
if you're going to go in. It's good. Okay. It's just a
Weird.
weird unit that they added in as a
Yeah.
part of the Fae a little while back, and I just feel it's got weirder and weirder and weirder.
It really
I
has.
don't I don't know what its role is.
They're 50 by 50 as well. They're not small.
Yeah. I don't quite understand other than a weird chaff
Yeah.
that what
Because it's
else.
not even, it's chaff that gets in your own way. So,
Yeah, I don't really
yeah.
get it. So if you could let me know what this is,
I
what
mean,
this
is
is
anyone
trying to
playing it?
do. Yeah, well, I
I
don't know.
mean,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
probably looked at more lists than I have recently, but
Yeah, not in the list that I've used, but I haven't. I just can't understand it and get my head around it
no.
as of what it does. What does it do? Apart
Yeah,
from
of
being, everyone can use models as chaff, right? So apart from
course.
being a chaff, 6 inches isn't that great. Doesn't fly, so there's that. What does it do? What is this role?
Yeah.
That's I pose the question to the internet and YouTube because I don't know.
No.
So anyway, we move on.
No. Yeah.
Ladies Courtier. So this is one of 2 little cowboy esque things. The Ladies Courtier has is the more
Fives
magic-y
across the
of the two.
board.
Fives across the board for stats. Very decent stats. 4-up Aegis, just as standard, is pretty good as well.
That is good.
No weird AP, so it's Strength 5 AP 2. You can either give it Fly and Wizard Apprentice, choosing Shamanism, or give it Wizard Conclave 2 and choose 2. That does give it a channel, I think, actually.
It does.
Wizard Conclave 2. So this is a pretty fighty guy. It's not like amazing because it's only AP2 all the time, but with a bit of magic. So this just does a bit of everything, I think.
Yeah, and it's maneuverable as well. So there is that. I mean, again, as we keep on saying, you've got to be careful, and even more reason is it's supernal, so be very careful with what you're going into. I mean, 400 points is also quite a chunk of points.
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
a lot of points. Yeah,
but
10%.
that's because you've got to take one of the magic options. So that's why the options for the courtier are cheap, because you've got to take one of them, and you've already paid the price.
Is Awaken the Beast still the #1 spell for Shamanism, or is it a different one?
No, it's moved over now, isn't it? It's the charging one for Shamanism now.
Oh, okay,
I think.
so I mean, that's a decent apprentice spell for this.
Yeah, Predator's Instinct is +2 charge on the apprentice spell for Shamanism now.
Okay, so
but still a good spell, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think the spell options are really good. A couple of more witchcrafty and stone skin, as well as Fountain of Youth. So I think the spell options that Ladies Courtier has is very nice. Like you said, you're paying a lot, but you do get a lot for it. 5 HP, Res 5, Strength 5 is a kind of monster-esque thing in there. So it's all right. It's just it perhaps doesn't excel in anything, but it just gives you options as a thing. So I like it.
Yeah, solid. And it's a good comparison to the Fey Knight as well, isn't it? So,
yes, yeah, which
coming
we'll
up
get
next.
on to now. So Fey Knight is not quite fives across the board, but so less HP, better offensive defensive skill, less res, Aegis 4-up still, better armor. So like there's give and take in different things. Slightly cheaper to start off with at 360 points. You can make it more expensive with one of the options, but Champion of the Green Knight, so the old Green Knight, Chosen of the Snow Child, or Warden of the Hooded Man are the 3 options.
Full names, all of them.
Yeah, exactly. It's your magical thing. Stomp 1, Strength 4, AP1 mount with 3 attacks. 4 attacks on his Strength 5, AP3. So pretty nice. Agility 6 is very good here.
Yep.
And a stomp as well. Ghost Step is nice. Gonna be fearless. Ambush, so another thing for the opponent to think about as well. So lots of little mini rules to get your head around. And in terms of the options, we've got the Green Knight being a Fey Rider, gets Bastard Sword, so becomes Strength 6, AP3.
And he's always in a forest, which is hilarious.
Always in a forest. So how does that work? Does that mean if you charge someone or someone charges you, they are touching the forest?
No, it's only you. It's only you. I don't think. That isn't a thing anyway, is it? If you're just touching a forest, if you're fighting literally on the border of the forest, then you're out of the forest.
Well, I thought it was the other way around for dangerous terrains. No.
For dangerous terrain purposes, I mean, we're talking millimeters, aren't we? So.
Well, yeah.
But, if you clip it, then you're in it. Yeah. But you can't clip this model because you'd be going over his base. It only extends to his base, so there is no outer border.
So is that right? So, so if you just touch, because you do come in contact with it. So if you come in contact with a forest, you would take the DTs, right?
You'd
have to not,
because you haven't. You haven't gone in it.
But you're still out of it. Touching it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Avoid, I'm not sure. I can see your argument of this. But, I'm trying to work, but I'm trying to work out.
It does
why
say
that would
and
be
no
good.
further.
All I'm trying to work out is why that would be good.
Why is it a good
or why
thing?
would that be a thing? Because you're not getting
Other
ranks
than
or anything anyway, and you're already Forest Strider with Goat Step.
Yeah.
So why is that a thing otherwise then?
Yeah, it's a fair point. I don't have the answer.
the internet hopefully can help. But I think that means if you come in contact, they would come in contact with it.
Mm. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Otherwise,
I
it
don't
does
know what the
nothing, and it's a
wording.
waste of space. Yeah.
Yes, it is. So yeah. Anyway, weird one. Champion the Green Knight. Chosen of the Snow Child. More expensive, but gets an extra attack, which is very nice. And ignores parry, which is super nice here, because
Yeah.
you don't want parry ruining your day with such high offensive skill. Warden of
Yeah.
the Hooded Man gains terror and multiple wounds 2 towards big stuff, as well as a lance, meaning it's strength
Yeah.
7, AP 5.
Or
Actually,
8 on the charge. Yeah. Agility 8 on the charge. You said
Agility,
strength.
yeah, strength 7, AP 5, and agility 8. Yeah, so really
Yeah.
good. Quite like that one actually.
Monster killer.
Yeah. And yeah, and that ends our thing. So a nice complicated one to finish. But let's be honest, it is a complicated book.
Really complicated. I thought we were
So
doing pretty well until we hit like the second half of the core section, and then we
yeah,
just started getting wrapped up in knots and all sorts. And you tried to build a list when we got to the Knights of the Realm. I don't mean Knights of the Realm, do I? I mean, what are they called?
yeah. In terms of like,
No, it is Knights of the Realm.
yeah, it's,
You tried to start building your army list at that section, which made sense. But
yeah,
even that, like every single unit entry that you're adding to the army,
yeah.
you have to get your head round. So
It's a.
yeah,
I don't think it's an easy one to start with. I don't think it's an easy
no,
one for opponents if they've not come across it before.
definitely
I
not.
think there's lots of hidden rules and hidden
Yeah,
synergies. And I'm saying that they're not hidden. They're just very hard to
no,
pick up on. And
there's so
I was
many of
doing
them.
a list, and as I say doing a list, I was just looking at someone's list and just trying to get to that. There's a lot of page flicking from
Yeah,
things
you
like
need your
that.
cheat sheet for
As a
everything.
first time person that is looking at Kingdom of Equitaine, I found it not very easy to start off with. So I think it's going
No.
to be, it's one of the most complex books out there. Um,
Hmm.
Having said that, I think there are some very nice things in there. You're going to be very elite, so
Yep.
you don't really want to grind too much with your elite
No.
stuff. But there you have the option to grind with your armor as well. So it's a weird book. I know that it's done very well in different tournaments and things. Very complex and lots of rules to get your head round. But yeah,
I think the thing
it's a
with
nice
it being
book.
so complex is like your opponent's going to struggle to learn it uh, on the spot, and the issue is that the minute you explain your everything to your opponent, all your tools are not secret anymore. And that's when the battle becomes a bit like, oh, but your opponent won't fall into my traps because I've explained them to him.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
So they're not subtle
yeah,
then, but they
no,
are. Yeah,
they
I
can't
get
be
what you're
subtle
saying.
because you've got to explain them.
Yeah,
If you don't explain them, then you're a bit of a douche. If
yeah.
your opponent's asking you to, but you've got to explain it fully. And oh yeah, it's a lovely
It's a
book, but it's just so
yeah,
hard.
great names. One of the best names for
Absolutely.
things. Lots and lots of variety, but I do think that adds to the complexity. But
Yeah.
overall, let us know your thoughts. Let us know on some of the questions we had. For example, Green Knight, etc. And what the hell Friar's Lantern is, because I don't know. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you, it's a longer
Mm.
one than we normal do as well.
We're getting longer the
So
more we go on, aren't we?
yeah, but we will crack on with these until we get to the end, and then have a nice break. Do look at our bat reps and our D&D stuff as well. But for now, we'll leave it there and let you guys rest.
And I need a rest after that
Yeah.
book.
Otherwise, have a good day, stay safe, and as always, we will see you later.